Okay, so today we're going to look at budget support. Develop budget and financial support for organizational diversity initiatives. So propose a budget, which is a financial plan that covers a specified period, usually 1 year. They are tools for allocating funds and accomplishing the objectives of the organization, and a budget indicates planned future actions and the funding levels required for their completion. They are information transmittal devices that bridge the planning and execution stages of management. And to be effective, budgets must contain some means by which management can determine whether the planned operations are being accomplished. You have to do some budget to actual comparison. So development of standard costs are used in estimating material and labor, and these costs can be allocated across departments. And two elements are common to all budgets: a set of specific goals that relate to future operations and a periodic comparison of actual to established goals. Functions of a budget help anticipate and control expenditures through the allocation of financial resources. By using flexible budget techniques, supply management can control expenses relative to the level of business activity. So if expenses vary a great deal from month to month, work with finance to accommodate some type of flexible budget. So as volumes go up, budget increases. As volume goes down, budget decreases. In some organizations, a budget is a pre-authorized authorization to spend up to the budgeted amount without additional approvals. In most organizations, it's that way. A budget for a supplier diversity program is likely to be this type of budget. Monitoring of expenditures these expenditures can be compared against the planned expenditures, so actual versus budget shown in the budget. Innovative funding sources. In many cases, the supplier's diversity program's value is articulated incorrectly. Budgets tend to be reduced, prohibited supplier diversity program managers from executing the goals. Creativity and innovation may come into play in finding other ways to fund those initiatives. So there's grants, there's surcharges on customers, there's funding from other departments, and program alignment. Sponsorship dollars are allocated based on business needs or priorities. For instance, it would make sense to allocate some sponsorship dollars for an event in a city where the company has a sizable presence. It will provide the opportunity to expose the brands as well as allow procurement to represent the supplier diversity program. And a ratio of supplier diversity to full-time employees compared to these are some KPIs you can keep. Compare the diversity FTEs to total number of employees, total procurement employees, total operational cost for what's budgeted versus what's budgeted for supplier diversity, total revenue versus what's budgeted for supplier diversity, and number of FTEs engaged in diversity and inclusion. According to a 2019 State of Supplier Diversity report, 60% of respondent companies employ no more than one full-time employee in the supplier diversity program. So staffing at supplier diversity departments by comparison size, this is from 2019. So overall, 34%, or about a third, have one person, one FTE. Another quarter, though, have 5 to 10 resources. Another 15 have 3 to 4. And so most, about a little more than half have 2 or more resources. Well, more than half. 20,000 plus employees. They've got one person doing, usually about half of those only have one person. And 5 to 20,000 goes down to a third, and then it shrinks as you get lower and lower, although below 5,000 is pretty much the same. Some additional findings from 2019's America Top Corporation for Women Business Enterprises, WBENC, regarding the Supplier Diversity Program resources of the 75 corporations that received recognition. So of the 75, three of them, they added a median 3 FTE in their supplier diversity staff, and a median 12 times per year organization participates in external diverse fairs. And 1.5 times per year, the organization hosts international trade fairs. And 25 median year programs have been in existence, or for a median of 25 years. And top corporations are members of an average of 2+ regional partner organizations. So here's these numbers here, correspond to these numbers here. C-suite executive attended national conference. And these are different years, I think. Let's see where that shows up. Oh, I see it. Summits on the orange, national conferences on the blue. So 64% of C-suite attended the summit, 53% attended the national conference for this WBNC. Steps in budgeting: review the goal alignment, define the needed resources, estimate the value, present the budget, and do variance analysis, actual to budget. Estimate value of resources, present the budget, and variance analysis. So review goal alignment, review and if you approve objectives for the supplier diversity program as part of the organization's overall objectives. So review and approve company goal and objective alignment. Budget will represent in financial terms how the goals are to be met. The goals with more money behind them are more important. Define needed resources, what's needed to meet the goal, start with forecasts for revenue and profit, etc. These forecasts will serve as a basis for the estimates of expenditures. Budget requests are best developed at the implementation department level, and major categories for supply management include personnel, equipment, furnishings, and trading. Step 3 is to estimate the dollar value of the resources. Start by closely analyzing the previous year's actual expenses if you had a diversity program going. And standard material costs can be estimated from historical data. Controller or finance could probably give them to you too. Present the budget and obtain the appropriation. After any changes are approved, appropriations are made to cover the approved expenses. All appropriation means is we're going to give you the money. Variance analysis, matching appropriations and expenditures. So appropriations would be the budget and expenditures would be the actual. Define the process for comparing goals to actual results, and the budget is the most widely used tool companies use to provide financial control. Budget established to support a supplier diversity program must account for internal as well as external expenses and is very broad. Key costs you could consider: internal information system support, printing, office equipment, training, certification, capital equipment, salary and benefits, occupancy and overhead, valuation and audit. External rewards and recognition, media, mail, travel, reference, operating supplies, conference and trade fairs, advertising, memberships, etc. All right. To be effective, a budget must contain a means for management to determine whether the organization is accomplishing the planned operations. To be meaningful, what also must a budget be able to measure? An increase in revenue for the supply management department? No. Reduction in overhead costs for the supply management department? Nope, you can throw both of those out. An increase in the diverse supplier base count? Maybe. Whether the budget supports the organization's strategic plan? That's what a budget's all about, so it's got to be D. D it is. Supply management professional is planning a special diversity initiative, and a separate budget will be prepared for it. What would be the most appropriate type of budget to use in this circumstance? Cash flow budget? No. Program budget? Maybe. Line item budget? Maybe. Zero-based budget? Probably not. I would probably go with a program budget. Let's see what these guys like. B it is, program budget. All right. Let's do some summary. Budget is a financial plan that covers a specific period, usually 1 year. They are tools for allocating funds to accomplish the objectives of the organization. In many cases, the supplier diversity program's value is articulated incorrectly. Therefore, budgets tend to be reduced, prohibiting supplier diversity program managers from executing the goals set up for the year. All right. Let's go get some questions here. I2. Okay, go ahead and work on your own. We'll go over answers in a minute. Seven of them. That's a bunch. All right, answers. All right, number 1 is Charlie. Number 2 is Alpha. 3 is also Alpha. 4 is Bravo. 5 is also Bravo. 6 is Delta. 7 is Bravo. 8 is alpha. 9 is alpha. 10 is Charlie. 11 is Bravo. 12 is Alpha. 13 is Bravo. Or sorry, 13 is Delta. 14 is Charlie. 15 is also Charlie. 16 is also Charlie. And so is 17 Charlie. 18 is Alpha. 19 is Delta. 20 is Charlie. 21 is Charlie. 22 is Bravo. 23 is also Bravo. 24 is Charlie. 25 is Bravo. 26 is Charlie. And 27 is also Charlie. All right, we'll move on to section J next time.